course the spouses have to agree. Usually the children that have been raised with these clients around them, it's basically their sister or brother. But of course the spouses and the children have to agree that is the way forward. But that's what sometimes happens, that they just stay in the family and they just go from one generation to the next.
When the patient comes to a family, does that family get some kind of special training or treatment, or how does that work? Do they?
No, they get nothing at all from us. Because the tendency or the feeling has always been, or the philosophy has always been, that what we want in the families is the normality of it. Is the role model. You know, the family gets up in the morning, so you get up as well. The family goes to work, so you go off to work as well. You get chores, you get all sorts of things. What we don't want is the foster mother to be the therapist. So we haven't trained them at all. Sometimes we feel, you know, we sometimes hesitate. Sometimes I think it'd be good to train the families a little bit, so to prepare them for what they're up against. But in many other ways, it's not necessary. People can just be themselves, and then the nurse visits, and then when they have problems, they can discuss it. But it's not a medical sort of discussion. It's not pathology based. It's more like, you know, if we see this behavior, what do I do? It's very hands-on, sort of, yeah. And of course, I mean, quite a few foster parents have been raised with mentally ill people in their homes, so they have a way of handling them. It sort of comes natural. It's also what you see in shops and in pubs and in the whole community. People aren't afraid of mental illness in this city.
I was just going to say,
stigma. I wouldn't say there is no stigma, because, you know, people still know who is who. But there's a sort of mentality where people joke a lot. And it's okay to joke about mental illness, and it's okay to laugh away very difficult situations. It's a way of handling it. And yes, there's a sort of implicit know-how. I don't think anybody in Geel could tell you very much about schizophrenia, although 30% of our clients are schizophrenics. But they just, you know, how to deal with these people, and it's generally respecting clients as just human beings. And yes, they have a problem, but they also have a lot of skills, and they have, you know, they're sometimes very, very nice people. And that's what is appreciated, and we don't concentrate on what's wrong, but on what's right, basically. I think that's a bit of the strength of our model, and it works with what people can do really well. Yeah, and people accept that some things, you know, go wrong, or yeah.
The people are people.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That's what we always found with Danny. I mean, Danny was had a good sense of humor. Still has a great sense of humor, but.
And it's okay to laugh, and
exactly.
When they do stupid things or say silly things, you know, and people are really into. I mean, my son plays soccer in a local team, and in the canteen is co-run by one of our clients. He lives in a family. He's lived in a family in that area for a very long time. And he knows all the scores from all the teams for, you know, he goes back, you know, he can go back 10 years and he will still come up with the right scores. And he's just a central figure there, you know, it's his role, and he's the, and everybody loves him, and he's got a place in life. You know, he gets to be an individual and with his own dreams, and I think he's a happy person. I'm pretty sure he's a happy person. And also, of course, because they have this family, they have a natural network. You know, he doesn't have any children of his own, but his foster mother has 5-6 children, and they have grandchildren, so he has a very large network. And So that helps as well to give you a place in life.
Do the foster families themselves, in the vernacular of modern days, network? Do they talk?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They help each other. It's a sort of a group of people. They don't, I mean, there's 250 of them, so they don't all know everybody, but they usually have a support network. What you will also see, if they want to go away in the weekend, they can either bring them here and we'll look after them, but sometimes, they just go and stay with the daughter or with the neighbor, and they have to tell us. We need to know where everybody is, but they have their own support network. And most people can't manage on their own, because they tend to, they need to be around for 24 hours a day, but they can rely on their neighbors or there's a network. Because 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, it's quite a job. Yeah.
Now, is there government support for this program that flows through the OPZ, or how does that work for the families?
It's a sore issue, because the government is not very supportive of what we do, because according to them it doesn't fit into the models that they have in mind. What do they have? So we have hospitals, and you have centers in the community, but the foster care program is not. It's just in Geel. It's nowhere else. So they don't know what to do with it. It doesn't fit into their neat schedules, or they have a mental picture of what mental health should be like, and foster care is the odd one out. So it's underfinanced, so our families do not nearly receive enough money. If we've compared it to Germany, Great Britain, Italy, and foster parents are paid far more than they're considered as an alternative to a hospitalization, and then money that was used for the hospital goes to the family. And this is what you should do, I think, and then you could take it a lot further. Also, we want to develop it for kids, but we just, you don't have enough money, and we need to do all that we do for €20 a day, and this is just absurd, because you can't. And especially when people get older, there's lots of medical bills and that we need to pay or organize the care, and we just can't afford. So this is a really critical point in time where we need to. Well, we're in discussion with the government. Look, if you want us to continue, then you need to fund us a bit better. And they've ordered a research from a university and say, look at the foster care program and tell us how it can better fit into what we want to achieve. So it's a very tense moment, yeah.
Why are all the good programs always on the end of the string?
I don't know, because as I said, you're the odd one out.
Yeah, of course.
And they find it really hard to place it. And of course, I mean, they see numbers and statistics, and they don't see the people, and how people live and what it means to them, and it's not the faces but the numbers, and then I think that's the main reason.
But institutional living is very expensive. I mean,
it is, absolutely.
I mean, it's really quite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like the funding that we've got is €43, and a place in a hospital would be in 210, 220. So it's 5 times the price. And if we could comfortably do it for €80, I think. So that would be 3 times as cheap as a residential unit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's an economic argument there, but it's a relatively small enterprise, and that's what is our problem. But you see, if you finance it well, like in Germany, it booms.